And here we go. Let's see how some of our new and old friends are doing in their fun conversations. Oh, goodness gracious, there's a lot. It's good to be in the company of another woman of faith. It seems we both heard higher calls and followed them along different paths. I suppose that's true. Where do you discern? Based on your dress, I'd say Wusheng, but I'm not familiar with all the monasteries.
That's right.
You're correct. It seems you're well acquainted with the Silent Way. I grew up in Varroa. My father conducted archival work for the various faith traditions in Foldabund. There was a temple in the city. Have you visited the Tranquil Isles?
I'm afraid not.
No, but I did have the occasion to meet the patient mother once when I was very little. She had a piece about her that struck me.
The silent guide.
Such a peace can only come through silence. There's something to be said for that. There's an awful lot of noise these days, no thanks to the war. Indeed, it seems a pity that one man's pride should cost so many lives.
Agreed.
Certainly. What was it like? The Tranquil Isles, I mean. Beautiful. My thoughts often dwell on it. I think often of home myself. The places I miss. Family. Friends. I said those backwards, but, ignore that. Do you still have family on Varroa? Not any worth missing. I see. Well, on the bright side, I imagine that left you somewhat free to pursue your vocation.
Failure is a great teacher.
She who comes to see trials as gift finds riches beyond measure. True. That's no small task. Maybe you can teach me how to do it. I've plenty yet to learn myself. I'm not sure that ever changes. No, I don't believe it does. Really, even Sophia. You really traveled all that way just to face Arima's trial.
That's right.
I did. It's quite a distance. It was. You were like him, no?
Perhaps.
An adept? Yes. But I wouldn't be so proud to say the similarities extend far beyond that. He's a much greater fighter. Not long ago, I had only seen adepts at a distance. Now I fight alongside two. More than two. Bianca, for instance. I did not know.
I'm with you.
I didn't either, until we all began to share our stories.
I wonder.
Were they similar? In some ways, though not in others. Adepts are regarded differently in each of our homelands. Tell me, how are they treated in Naja? With reverence. Interesting. Arima said something similar about Aramor. But in Naja, they are not fighters, they are artists. The most famous actors in Haufen's theater are almost exclusively adepts. Is that so? Sounds dangerous.
See it now?
Precautions are taken to keep audiences safe. Their innate abilities do much to express the emotions of their characters. I would imagine. I think it's something I'd like to see someday. Then perhaps you will. Please, be nice to Sophia. Hey, I could speak, I promise. Hey, Helena, what you doing over here by yourself? Praying. Oh, don't people usually go somewhere holy to do that? Terrazel itself can be just as sacred as any temple would properly appreciate it. Ah, that makes sense. But wait a minute. If the whole world is sacred, what's the point of temples? You may find it difficult to buy candles, incense, and prayer beads from a tree. So they're basically just big glorified
No.
shops? No, Sophia. Temples are built on hallowed ground. They are places of spiritual significance.
Uh-huh.
Got it. So all of Terra is holy, but some parts of it are extra holy? And when you can't get to the extra holy parts, nature will do?
That's right.
Sufficiently summarized. Neat! I love learning about this stuff. I've always been a spiritual person, I think, without realizing it. Things have always just kind of happened in my life, and it always worked out for the better. Even the bad stuff. Like getting caught by those bandits. That led me and Sloan to you guys. There's gotta be a reason for that.
Fair.
You are fortunate to feel this way about your life. There are many people of great faith who would not feel the same.
Huh?
Oh, that's surprising. But gratitude is a worthy cause for prayer. Offer it to the gods when you feel it wash over you. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. And nope. Alright. Helena, hey. Have you been finding everything? Travel suits me. I've made my home on the road ever since I left the monastery. Oh, that's great. Glad to hear. I was more asking about the people, though. I know Garrick, for one, can be a little rough around the edges with pious folk? I have never heard that word before. I think they make him insecure. He has not yet spoken to me. Ah, yeah, sorry about that. It sounds like I should prefer it. I mean, he's pretty harmless for the most part. Just a bit of a rascal. Reverent is not the word I would ever use for him. I had a brother who was this way. I bet that drove you crazy. Actually, he was my favorite. Really? Were you too close?
No.
Not at all. Oh, well. Oh, sorry to hear that. Must have been hard on your family when you left for the monastery.
I wonder.
I don't think it was. In a way, they encouraged it. Well, then I guess at least they were supportive? I'd sooner called Garrick Reverend. Alright, I think I'm getting the picture. Sigh. Well, listen. Hopefully this can be a new chapter for you. We've practically got no choice but to support each other just to make it through tomorrow. Just to make it through to tomorrow. If there's anything I can do to make you feel more at home, or maybe not at home, but you know what I mean, just let me know. Thank you, Marin. It was a generous offer. Please, it's nothing. I'm just glad you decided to stick around. Alright. Irving. Ugh. That's... Rima. I must admit, I wasn't sure I'd see you again. You did tell me to return if anything went awry. I suppose I just didn't expect the mighty Arima to need my help. Aaron knows I needed it before. Yes, and now it seems I need yours. Fate settles all mortal debts, a wise woman once told me. Huh, not wise enough. This business with the aspects, I wish I had more to tell you than I've told the others. There's no need to. You're serving your order faithfully. That's what matters. Perhaps. And what about you? Well, what about me? Why are you here? With the group, I mean. Instead of back in your den. Tired of competition? Oh, I'm not sure I'd ever say that. Just looking for something new. Well, whatever you seek, I pray you find it. Do you really? Every morning and night. Ever since you first left the temple, in fact. Thank you, Vesta. I look forward to the day the gods give their answer. Perhaps they already have. I am told they do that. Time to time. A little awkward at the end. Irving, You've done a noble thing putting together a group like this. Honestly, I'm not sure how you managed to get everyone to cooperate. It can't have been easy. Thanks, but I can hardly claim credit for it myself. It seems the others would freely give it to you. That's the first I've heard of it. Humility is yet another mark of a skilled leader. If you're trying to conceal your importance in all this, I can hardly say it's working. I guess not. Perhaps discretion is a skill I can learn from you. Everyone must guard their secrets, sometimes for the good of others. Right now, it seems it would do a great deal for the good of others if more secrets were brought to light. You search for answers. I understand. I have many questions myself. But answers come in their own time. Patience is a faithful servant to those who avail them of it. And patience is a faithful servant to those who avail themselves of it.
It's not that simple.
Sure. If we must wait, so be it. That's no excuse for inact. Oh, God. I'm falling apart! Ah! If we must wait, so be it. That's no excuse for inaction. Indeed not. Between the aspects you've gathered and the strange events of our time, there is much to attend to, which is why, while we both wait, you can be assured of my assistance. Good. We need all the help we can get. Ah, Bianca and Sophia. Hey, Bianca, can I tell you something funny? I could use a good laugh. When Sloane and I were stuck in that cell, and you guys came to rescue us, the first person I saw was Garrick. Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Are you not getting along these days?
Not even.
Nah, I'm just giving him a hard time. Oh. Got it. Well, anyway, when he came into the room, I thought he was one of the bandits. I thought maybe the group that captured us was moving to a new camp. Wait a second. Was it actually? I have to go back and check that at some point, but I'm pretty sure I actually did use him. If it is, that's a nice detail. That's some nice programming with that. I can give them that, at least. That is funny. I'll have to tell him that. Can I tell him that? Don't you think he'll get mad? No. But if he did, that would be even funnier, honestly. I don't want to cause any problems. You won't. Don't worry. Alright, go ahead
Who'da
then.
thunk?
That's great. When did you figure out he wasn't a bandit? You and Lincoln came in, actually. You two looked like you were ready to lay down the law. Okay, that I know isn't true.
Yep.
Yep, I think that's the look he's going for. Well, he definitely lives up to it. He really does. Check that in a bit. Ooh. Again, Black Hair Irving is... It's what the achievement probably said about the disease. Irving, I've never been one for fine words. But even if I were, I expect the right ones would be hard to find now. I can only imagine what you feel. I don't know what it's like to lose a brother.
Sterling.
Maybe not, but you know what it's like to lose your friend. My dearest friend. The void of his absence is a burden we will both bear. I only wish we had more time. I don't think he expected to die that
Good
day.
man.
Soldier makes his peace with death the moment he lifts a sword. Sterling was no exception. How can you be so sure? How can you be sure? Because we made a pact, Sterling and I. If either of us should perish, we take care of each other's families.
Indeed.
Yes. And I suppose that's what you're doing now. Irving, of course I have no intention of failing my oath to your brother. But it's not as if you're some helpless child in need of defending. You've learned to protect yourself better than I could ever hope to. And your friends, I'd say Sterling would be proud of you for that, but I know he already was. A bit premature on his part, but he said as much. And I know he meant it.
Together.
And with any luck, we'll make him right. We'll honor his legacy. Together.
With honor.
I desire nothing more. more for Sophia. Were you ever a dancer, Caius?
Well...
Not in any professional sense. Why do you ask? You fight like a dancer, jumping all around so gracefully. I almost expected you to take a bow after that last bow after that last battle. That would have been a bit ridiculous. I guess so, now that I say it out loud. What about you? Were you ever a dancer? Oh yeah, still am. Have you ever looked up into the canopies and twirled around and around? It turns something ordinary into something absolutely magical.
Huh?
Can't say I have. Maybe next time I get the chance, I'll give it a try. You definitely should. Actually, that's what I was doing right when I met Butter. Excuse me. Actually, that's what I was doing when I met Butter. Right before I found him cornered by a bear. Isn't that right, Butter? Bet that was a sight to see for this little guy.
Oh, Butter.
And I taught Butter to dance too.
Huh?
Now, a ferret dancing is great. Now, that's something I need to see to believe.
Ta-da!
Alright, come on, Butter. Show Caius. Dance, dance, dance. Well, would you look at that? A dancing ferret. That is cute.
Yep.
Isn't it? Butter's a pretty good dancer, too. I'm still trying to pick up some of his moves. Best of luck with that, Sophia. Thanks. Oh. Oh, man. Sophia. Oh, I will never get tired of you, Sophia. Never die. Please. So, I hear you were part of some super secret task force for the Aramorans. Do you now? I wonder how accurate the sources you're listening to are. Oh, I'm an old hand at gathering information. I think they're rather reliable. Interesting. Some sort of spy? You look Delian. You could say that. I spent years manipulating people to make it so... Excuse me. I spent years manipulating people to make it so we all got what we wanted. Lots of coin in it. We could imagine. Back with my team, we valued our informants greatly. It's an underappreciated art, getting information out of people that don't want you to have. Couldn't agree more. It's refreshing to meet someone that understands the merits of my profession. It's not as easy as it looks.
Well...
I can imagine you make it... I can imagine you making it look pretty easy. Well, 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 look at you go. That was pretty bad, huh? Atrocious. But I'll give you an A for effort. Just what I wanted. A consolation prize. Well, what is it you... Well, what is it you do want? What is it you do want? I can't imagine your plans land you in the ranks of a double deserted group of degenerates. Ha! I can't say they did. What a mouthful. But you're not wrong. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know that I was happy where I was. Truly. But who knows where we're headed now. Just along for the ride, huh? From what I gather, you've spent a lot of time floating along someone else's current. You don't strike me as the kind to not set your own pace.
Hold on.
You know, once upon a time I wasn't. Maybe one day I'll get back there. Though life as big a fish in a small pond was bad. Though life as a big fish in a small pond was bad, I didn't stop to think about how big the other ponds get. Pretty damn big, as it turns out. You must be used to that, though, as a spy yourself. Oh, I was a small-town barmaid. Every time I think I had this group figured out, it throws me for a loop. What is a small-town barmaid doing in the most wanted military group on the continent? Sitting around talking to people who are supposed to be my enemies, I guess. CA, you're also really fun. Oh. I'll have to look at what that means. And he went and brought a goat. That's not it. Rinse. Is something wrong, Sia? I'm trying to remember this song. Vendor's Boy. Did you ever know it? Yes, a long time ago. We used to have a little game to go with it. Exactly. Wow. Better days. Anyways, I can't remember part of the lyrics to one of the verses. Which verse? Here, I'll sing it for you. The bakers roll were two aplenty. but the lender's boy didn't have any, so he borrowed a purse from his father's coat. What's next? Now he owes now he owes him interest on a promissory note. Oh, that's right, a promissory note. Promissory note. I always used to think that was so weird. Imagine charging interest on your own child. To be fair, I'd be pretty upset if my son stole my coin purse.
Really?
Sure, but charging him interest? That's just low. You know, you have a lovely voice, Sia. Oh, shucks, thanks. I used to sing for guests sometimes back at the Bandit, when they were behaving themselves, that is. So not too often. Help them forget their troubles. Sure. I figured it might take their minds off the road for a while. Well, I appreciate you trying to do the same for me. No, it's not like that. Don't think twice about it. I believe it worked for a moment there. Most people deserve a whole lifetime without experiencing what you're going through now. I don't pretend to know what most people deserve. You got me thinking about my childhood. Back then I was blessed with all kinds of gifts, without doing anything to deserve them. Maybe it all comes due in the end. If that's the case, I think the gods owe you a lot of interest. So we'll have to find out. When we do, I'll sing a song about it. I think I'd like to hear that. Maybe you will. Oh, that's what it means. Oh, there's more. Alden. Alden, I don't think I've congratulated you recently. You're speeding through a mage's greatest milestones at a pace I've never thought possible. I hope you're setting aside time to take it all in. Thanks. I try to. Are you following your sister's advice? Eating well and getting lots of sleep?
Huh?
I think so. Very good. ... Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. Honest. Everything you're saying makes sense. Look, I know the events at Swift Harbor changed me. And it's not just physically either. There's this new sensitivity around the aspects and other phenomena.
Don't worry.
But I want to assure you I haven't turned into some vicious animal or been replaced by an imposter. I'm still the same Irving you know. I have all the same memories, all the same fondness and respect for our friends, as well as for you and your sister. Don't worry, Irving. I know that.
Yes.
Of course you do. Yes. This must be strange for you to witness. I don't think I would know how to respond either if I were in your position.
Huh?
I just don't know what that's like. If something like that were to happen to me, Marin, I mean, I can't even imagine. Then don't, Alden. There's no use in it.
Together.
We've all experienced loss enough already, one way or another. We can't afford to feel the loss of those we still have with us. We have to concentrate on looking out for each other instead. It's all I really want, anyway. Help protect you guys and my sister. Good, then you're on the right path. Is everyone? We're getting there. Yes. Just let's see. Things are getting tense. Are you sure we're making the right decision sticking around? Are you kidding me? Irving's brother just died. We didn't kill the baddie. He needs us. Round us, Sia. There are some massively capable people already here for him. Joining an army? Sure. Leaving Edlin in search of some ancient order we've never heard of? Not so much. You know better than anyone else in the world. You know how much I hated living in Duskwater with no purpose whatsoever. What we're doing now is important.
Perhaps.
I don't know that I'm so sure. Who are we to know who is in the right?
Come on.
Well, I don't know about you, but this is my life, and I'm going to live it how I want and by my own convictions. It's right because I say it's right. That's good enough for me. You've been listening to Lincoln too much. Maybe. This way of life is so simple. It's sort of beautiful, don't you think? Truthfully, I think it would be better fitting of a simpleton. There is much I find admirable in how he carries himself. It's what's so inspiring about it, though. Need do you have of nuance when you already decided your next action 10 minutes before you even know what the options are. Interesting way of looking at
I'm
it.
with you.
I could see how it would seem alluring to your impulsive self. I think a more measured approach is appropriate, but I've also learned not to judge. He's a capable warrior and a friend. He's cute too. See ya, he's a decade older than you are. Oh, not for me. I think he's got an eye for our priestess friend. Well, Vesta seems to carry heavy burdens. She could use the comfort of partnership, I think. Oh, I'm Elias. I don't judge people except when I do. You're my confidant for it. It's a bad habit I've been trying to kick. Your gossiping heart brings it out of me. Oh, sure. Go ahead and blame me for your shortcomings. I will. You better keep your distance or I'm gonna muss up your hair or something fierce. Oh, Sia. So feisty. Elias, Alden tells me you've been asking... excuse me. Alden tells me he's been asking you about some of your abilities. I hope he isn't bothering you. Oh, not at all. His curiosity is quite refreshing, actually. I tried explaining to him that being an adept isn't like being a mage, but that doesn't seem to have done any good. He does seem to be interested in learning these abilities himself. Luckily, there are some effects which can be reproduced with some more traditional magic, though in all honesty, I'm probably not the best mentor to show him. And let me guess, you've told him that, and it hasn't deterred him one bit. Yes, that's right. I'll talk to him.
Hold on.
Really, Marin, there's no need. I have a younger sibling myself. I'm accustomed to it, for the most part.
Really?
You have a little brother. I've never heard you talk about him. A sister, actually. Yeah, I saw that coming. Ooh. I've never seen someone try to type out an oop before. This is her first time for everything. Sorry. That's quite alright. Her name is Rena.
Huh?
Rena. That's a pretty name. What's she like? She is kind. To a fault, even. Warm, generous, thoughtful, curious, and she loves rum cake. One bite takes her to the astral plane and back 6 times over. Sounds like Rena and I would get along. I imagine you would. Maybe I'll get to meet her someday. Do you think she'd ever come to visit? She shouldn't, but she might try. She wouldn't have any trouble leaving and returning, would she? She has a bad leg, you see. I used to help her get around, but her condition only worsened just before I left. I doubt she'd have much success making it across the border. Oh, I'm sorry, Elias. Father always talked about getting a pony for her. She always wanted one anyways, before her leg went out. Hopefully he's gone and done that now. She sounds so sweet, Elias. We'll go bring her a pony just to meet her. That's kind of you, Marin. So she'll have 2 ponies. I'm sure it's a hardship to you in many ways, but you're lucky you weren't separated from your brother, especially given the circumstances. Families should stay together, I think. I think so too, and I'm definitely lucky to have Alden with me. I need to do a better job of remembering that. I've been there myself. Easy to say, but difficult to do, I'll admit. Tell me about it. And this looks like the last one. You're on a roll setting records, Alden. You might just be the youngest deserter in the history of the Tellian army.
Oh
That doesn't sound like a good thing. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I'll admit, it hasn't got the best ring to it. Do you think it was the right decision to make? To desert? You see, I don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. Life's easier that way. I don't know. I worry about it sometimes. That's good. Try to hold on to that if you can. People will respect you for it.
Huh?
You don't care if people respect you? I gave up on that pursuit years ago. Right around your age, in fact. Tell me, do they still make first years drink vertigo potions and climb down the side of the clock tower? No. The school used to do that? Not the school, of course, no. But it was sort of a tradition. Are you sure? You know, the kind of things your friends put you up to.
Huh?
Not my friends. Irving and Marin put you up to that? Well, no. Other friends. Perhaps you've chosen your friends more wisely than I did. Sounds like it. Alright there, sport. Is that everything? Nope, not quite. Ah, here. Okay. That's the middle of the last one. Holden, you're covered in soot! Yeah, I think that happens when I cast too many spells at close range. Let's get you cleaned up. Are you feeling alright? Are you hurt? Not hurt, really. Just a little exhausted, I think. I know what you mean. Hey, can I ask you a question? Of course. Anything. What happened to Sterling, exactly? Why couldn't you and Lincoln heal him? Thought you might ask about that. Is it a bad thing? No, it's perfectly understandable that you'd want to know. I only wish I had a better explanation for what happened. I don't know why we couldn't heal him. There was some sort of strange and terrible magic at work. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Seems like neither had Lincoln. The other soldiers took him back with them, right? Couldn't somebody else have healed him? No, Alden. By then he was dead. He was gone. Hope that's the most you know of loss for a long time. In our world, you don't often get so lucky. Is it like that for everyone? I'm not sure what you mean. When we defeat our enemies, do their families miss them? Not all of our enemies are living humans. The undead we faced in Drakenwell, for example, they were nothing more than animated corpses. Okay, but when we fought the corpses, you had literally just killed them as actual... Whatever. Sure, but what about when we fought the Aramorans? Or the Dalian troops?
Alden?
Yes, Alden. Many of them had fathers, mothers, brothers, and all the rest of it. But don't forget, many of them would have just as easily taken you from your friends and family if they had the chance. I guess, but it's still hard to think about. I know. I think it's supposed to be. It can help us remember never to take a life unless it's absolutely necessary. But when it is necessary, don't second-guess yourself. We have to do what we can to survive. We have to look out for each other, you know. Yeah, I know.
Alden.
When you feel this way, do you think you can try to remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, I can try. Is that it? That is it. Alright. That was... interesting, I guess. Still don't think that... with Sterling, I still don't think that was deserved. It felt really out of nowhere, but I guess we're past that already, so... I guess for next time, the actual next level,